Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Liv and I'm here to do a reading for the sign of Cancer in July of 2022. Thank you all for being here and supporting me. I did get an inspired thought to use this deck, the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot deck by Giovanni Costa, and I'm going to be using it today for the reading. Normally I have a couple of other decks that I favor, but Spirit is leading me to use this one, so that's what we're going to do. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my reading style, I do take jumpers from the pack to see wherever Spirit is leading me to see and read for you. Now, I do pull 5 cards. We shall see where Spirit is wanting to direct us today. Please do check out your sun, moon, rising signs, and Venus. I do quickly want to wish all Cancers a happy birthday. I'm a Cancer myself, so happy birthdays, dear Cancerians. And let's get started with the reading. I did already sage and meditate on the cards too. Okay. I'm hearing to put that upright. I did see it upright as I was shuffling. So we have the 7 of... okay. I'm going to take whatever came upright there and continue shuffling. All of you are seeing this as I go along. I can't edit this out. So, that 3 of Swords was meant to come out. This is your monthly reading. I will be doing more specific as far as love and career is concerned later this month. Let's just get an overview, Cancers, of what's going on for you this month. 7 of Cups and 3 of Swords. Spirit, please show me. Okay, I think that's all that's upright. 8 of Swords in the reverse. It's always good to see that come up in a reversal. So let's see what jumped over. 3 of Wands. Okay. One more, please, Spirit. One more. As I say one more, they say 2 more. So it's like, okay. Oh, goodness. This is a lot. I won't be able to take those. There were like 6 cards that came upright. Okay, looks like we have the Empress in the reverse. Interesting. Okay. A lot of mixed energy here, Cancer. I will say, you know, it looks like you're going through a bit of a trial period, especially with what I'm seeing here in the center. But we'll start off with the 7 of Cups. Really beautiful imagery. But this is a card of illusions. This is a card of illusions, fantasy, having a lot of options to choose from, both good and bad. And what's interesting is you see here, there is a treasure on the other side of whatever the choice may be that you select. So I would say that this is something to keep hopeful of, because there's always going to be an opportunity for you to go down a different path that could lead to abundance and success. So far, though, I am seeing that you have been stuck in a state of heartbreak. 3 of Swords. If you're familiar with tarot, this is one of the harder cards to get. But it is a good sign that the heartbreak has already happened. Now it's just a matter of processing it. You see in this figure, especially, how she is kind of in a hospital setting, but you have an angel here delivering a flower. And it is ultimately a message of you are going to be cared for and protected. And this is a sign that your angels are guiding you even through this time of hardship. Now, with the Eight of Swords in reverse, this is actually really, really positive, I must say, because traditionally, Eight of Swords upright, you are really stuck in your head. There's a lot of thoughts going on, a lot of self-sabotage. And with you having it in the reverse like you do, you're releasing yourself of that, of all self-limitations, self-sabotage. You are able to take this blindfold off and see the light. And I'm almost certain here that you have been stuck in this upright position with the limitations you've been giving yourself because of all the hurt you experienced here. This is a past hurt, I will say. That's the energy I'm picking up. And with the Three of Wands, really beautiful here, Three of Wands, instead of being set at the Two of Wands, where you're really reviewing all of your options, like you see here, it's like you kind of get over that hump of looking around and seeing what you can choose, all of the different choices that you can select from. You're actually, once you get out of this heartbreak phase, this healing that you're doing yourself, I'm sorry, that's meant to be in reverse. But once you get past this heartbreak situation, and when I say past, I mean, it's never really past, of course, right? It's a mark in the history of your experience here. This is something that will ultimately allow you to grow and make you stronger and enable you to move on with your life in a healthier manner that could be even more evolved and nourishing to other relationships. That's the positive takeaway you can have here. And once you reach that point of kind of smelling the roses as opposed to being in this deep wallowing energy, you're able to really put a plan together and see where you want to focus on moving. You can see here, there in this imagery especially too, there's a lot of destruction happening in these waters. There's this, it looks like a house or a church even, that is kind of being just washed away with the tides and not really on firm ground. It could, her hand on her heart, be a reflection of how you have been feeling inside, of not really having that stability, not really knowing where to go from here. But the good news is, with this particular card, you are gathering footing in yourself to go, okay, I am on the upswing here. I am wanting to charge ahead. The only sad note about it is ultimately with the Empress in reversed, you may not have a feeling of abundance within you. You may still be feeling that lack mentality. Maybe you feel like nothing's really going good for you. You're maybe a little focused on being, looking at what is being swept away, whatever you're losing in this loss. That is what you're eyeing right now. And that's, there are kind of multiple levels when it comes to healing, especially from heartbreak or, any type of loss situation. There are many waves of healing that a person may need to go through. And what I see here ultimately, when you go through this wave of healing in July, you're still focused on what you've lost instead of what there is to gain. And I encourage you, Cancers, to kind of have that shift in perspective. All right, Cancers, my apologies. My camera cut out right in the middle of that without me knowing. So I was simply saying that I encourage you to have a new perspective for where your stance is right now, because currently there is a lack mentality, to be quite honest. And the thing about that is you can easily change that and have that in the upright, but it does start with your own mind, your own focus, your own goals, where you want to lead to. So the deciding factor really is up to you. Now, I did want to get some clarity as far as the situation goes, just to see a little bit more, because quite honestly, this is an unusual reading. I haven't had one of these in a long time. I did pull off camera, I did shuffle and pull the 10 of Wands for the 7 of Cups, which makes me really happy because if you can see here, for the 10 of Wands, this person has been carrying a really heavy burden this entire journey, and it becomes overbearing and heavy. And that may be what you're experiencing right now with being spoiled for choice of which direction to go towards. Or maybe this is more of an energy of the past and looking back of all the things you did with this person before it ultimately led to the downfall. So the good news is, if this is a past situation of you looking at everything that happened, you are really actively trying to get rid of that. You are really trying to look for the treasure as opposed to all the different aspects of what was. And you're releasing this burden that you've been carrying by doing that. So that is the good news. Now, I also drew for this 3 of Swords, I also drew the Chariot and the Emperor, which is really quite interesting because the Chariot is you coming out in your own reading, Cancers. This is you, and this is Aries, but it could be any fire sign. What's interesting here is you have really strong fire and really strong water, kind of the both of the dualities, also represented here by the black and white horses. And to me, I really see this as, you know, you may have had a really strong passion or determination, fire for this other person or situation you were with, but I see here that you really could have had stark differences with your fundamental beliefs or where you wanted to go in life. It might have been like 2 very different directions. And what is tough about this is you both look very secure in your energies. You are both firm on what you want and you're unwilling to compromise. And perhaps just knowing that and facing the acceptance of it, you were able to see that you weren't in line with each other. You weren't going down the same path. And that's maybe why this had to end and why currently you're on the road to mending right now. That's why I see, you know, with you two being so strong in your convictions, that is why if you really accepted each other for who you are and the situation itself and how you guys were going down different paths, I mean, it's understandable how that led to heartbreak. Now, as far as your 8 of Swords in reverse, this clarity for removing this blindfold and the, oh yes, this is you 100%, removing the self-limitations, I was going to say, but you show up in your energy. Look how beautiful you are. King of Cups. Wow, you see how like content and stable and grounded he is, and he's just so pure in this emotional vulnerability and this abundance and this clarity. It's almost like you really wanted this place of peace and understanding. And even if you couldn't get it with this other person or situation, you're like, I'm going to find this within myself first. And that's exactly where it showed up. So that's wonderful. Great job. Now with this 3 of Wands, I'm very curious because I see this journey of it tying into the Empress in reverse, this lack of abundance type of mentality. And I wonder how focused you are on things not working out for you, on things of the past. I really wonder where you are in this. So let's see, Spirit, if you can give me some cards and some clarity, please. Always appreciated. It's funny, these are very different decks. The Lovers, but the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, you're shaken. You're really shaken by this union coming to an end. It's like, you know, this twin flame energy has just kind of been rocked. And just like the house in this imagery of the 3 of Wands, your world, your foundation has just kind of been rocked. And it's perfectly understandable why you have this lack of abundance mentality because of that, especially if you saw a huge future with this person. I'm just curious if this Empress in reverse, if this will get turned around here sooner rather than later. 4 of Pentacles. What did I say? This lack of abundance energy. You're in 4 of Pentacles. There's the clarifying card. This is all about keeping all of your coins close to your chest. You're in a very protective state right now. I can understand that too, because you're just feeling very fragile. And even if it's not about material abundance, your fragility is really putting you on high alert, and you're kind of building up a wall. So I will say, Cancers, this is something that you may still need to process. You know, healing is not linear. There are several waves of it, as I said before. But I think at least you have a little indication about where you need to go and what you need to work on because of this heartbreak. My heart is really going out to you, all of you Cancerians, especially this month, especially after this hardship here. But I will say, all the abundance, all the security, that feeling of security here that you're trying so desperately to hang on to, all of this can be found within yourself. So you absolutely have the power to, you know, release your strong grip here on all the valuable things you have with you. And you're able to refill your cup. You know, you're able to really exemplify this King of Cups energy, to really be so empowered in yourself and have a lot of self-love. That's what's going to get you to that other side of finally feeling abundant. Because ultimately, you know, this is going to keep you stuck in this lack mentality. We want you to kind of do the opposite here. Release a little bit and you'll see yourself flourish. But this is where the energy stands right now, Cancer. Like I said, I will be doing another reading for you later in the month. Hopefully 2, one of love, one of career, maybe some more. I'm just having fun with it. But I really appreciate you stopping by and, you know, joining me, watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you in your next video. Thank you. Bye.